Hey guys, Gabe Suarez here from Suarez Tactics. So today is Thursday, and you know, Thursday is named for the Norse god of war, Thor. And so Thursday is actually Thor's Day, and so when I have a chance, you know, family and business and other responsibilities allowing, I like to go out and do some martial training. You know, today also coincided with being chest, shoulders, and triceps, so it's quite a combination. So, but anyway, I'm in the middle of my training session here. Decided to take a break and step into the shade. It's mid-May in Arizona, the northern Arizona area, a beautiful place that I've chosen to live. And you know, it's already starting to get warm. It's only about maybe 75, but man, you can feel that sun's a lot closer to the earth up here. So anyway, I was out shooting a few things, and you know, one of the points of discussion on our discourse forum today was the whole concept of low visibility. Now I'm going to be talking more on that theme in a bit as we progress into the summer, but it's going to be a theme that you're going to see a lot more this year in my classes and in the classes that I put out next year as well. And so, you know, I was working on the more compact weapon systems. Okay, so I was out running this guy right here. This is my SP-01. This is the gun that you know, if I was gonna deploy in the middle of the night, this would be it. You know, it's got a light and a laser. It's got a grip activated, as they all should have. A suppressor, because there's no need to alert the dog when you're going to shoot a home invader. And a 30-round stick from B&T, okay, which incidentally, if you didn't know, these 30-round sticks for the USW will work perfectly in the CZ75 series, okay? So now you got a happy stick for your Czech pistol. So I was running this, getting a final zero on it. It's an amazing weapon. You can do a lot of cool things with a pistol like this. It's very maneuverable. You can get it in tight spaces and so on and so forth. Fantastic weapon, okay? I was also working with this guy here, the battle axe of the modern battlefield, the Stakeout. I'm going to be running this in the class coming up next week in Tucson, and so I was getting kind of tuned up with it and so on. And I was even shooting some slugs with this thing. Good Lord, man. We certainly do some crazy things sometimes. But yeah, so I was running this, and you know, because of the low vis concept that we're kind of addressing now, I also brought out this guy right here. Okay, this is my expression of the 9mm brazed pistol. Okay, now you know, the question was coming up in our forum, you know, which one is better, and you know, and what about 5.56 and 300 blackout and all this other kind of stuff. Okay, so I don't have an agenda. Only thing I'm doing right now is I'm being retired. I'm staying physically fit, and I'm doing some teaching. That's it. I've got business involvement in some other industries that have absolutely nothing to do with firearms. So I'm not trying to sell anybody anything, you know, except, you know, wisdom, and hopefully wisdom and knowledge and some tactical acumen. So when the time comes that you have to deploy on the bad guys, you know, you will do it with elan and efficiency. So. But I was looking at these three weapon concepts in order to answer some of the questions that were on our forum today, and you know what? There is really no good answer, okay? I mean, you know what? Something like this, okay? A charge of number 1 buckshot in somebody's fucking face down a hallway. That's the end of the story. There's really not much more to discuss. But that particular weapon system demands a lot from you, the shooter, okay? You got to be physically robust. It's not an egalitarian weapon that you can hand to a 5-foot-tall, 110-pound girl, okay, and expect that she's going to be able to use it as well as you can. You know what? Nature is not woke, and nature knows no, you know, equality, all right? So, you know, not every Viking could use a battle axe, all right? They were reserved for the strongest, the biggest, and so on. So, you know, if you're big, you're strong, you lift weights all the time, you know, and all that kind of stuff, that's an option for you. If you're smaller, maybe not as big, not as tall, not as muscular, that might not be the best choice for you. But you know what? I'm going to tell you this, all right? A charge of buckshot to the face or a single 9mm round, they all end up in the same place, okay? the bad guy no longer interested in combat. So it all depends on your circumstances, and it all depends on the battlefield that you're fighting in and your physical characteristics. You know, if I have somebody that approaches me and, you know, they're 5'5", 125 pound, you know, marathon runner, they're gonna go, Gabe, I need a gun for home defense. You know what I'm gonna tell them? I'm gonna say, brother, you know what? Opt for something like this, okay? Because this does not demand too much of you physically, and you're gonna be able to pull off whatever you want with this, and it's gonna work just fine. You know, if I got, you know, big, you know, Hathor the mountain type guy, you know, from Iceland, you know, that the kind that English monks used to have nightmares about. Gabe, what weapon should I use for home defense? I'm gonna go one of these. All right, you know, if I have someone tell me, hey, I have, you know, 5 little kids running around the house, I'm gonna tell them get something like this. Because that way you can use it with one hand, you can grab and move the kids with the other, and so on. And it's not going to be something with which you need to concern yourself about collateral damage. So, you know, which weapon is the best? This isn't one of those videos that's going to give you an answer. All I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you a question. What's your situation like? Your tactical environment, your physical condition, and everything else. So, you know, there's no always, never. There's no this is the answer. The only answer I can give you is sometimes, maybe, and it depends. Okay? All right, cool. I got to get back to it, and we'll talk soon.